member with now. And I also play with Yapling at this moment, the World Music Camp 1990.
Mm-hmm.
And this one also, when I just finished my undergraduate in Jakarta, I spent a few years just focusing playing music as a freelancer violinist. This is when I joined, participated in Natalie Cole's performance in Asia Tour, if not mistaken, circa 1991. This is music director of Natalie Cole when they give performance in Jakarta. I part of the Twilight Orchestra at that moment. This one also early 90 when I joined in the Nusantara Chamber Orchestra. This is late Dr. Yazid Jamin. I think he also helped Malaysia around early 90s. This is the pianist, is my friend, is Swifa Munchak. And the orchestra name is Nusantara Chamber Orchestra. We perform, if not mistaken, this one, Rafael for Left Hand Concerto, if not mistaken, in the Hilton Hotel. So yeah, this is a part of when after I graduated from university, I spent few years to explore the music, play in the many orchestras. And also in the 1991 and 92, I went for Pacific Music Festival. This is the Tilson Thomas. And I think it's not mistaken. This one, the Mahler number 2, Resurrection Symphony number 2. So this one also 1991 and 1992, I went there. This one when I played in the Melbourne, Australia for community orchestra. When I studied my postgraduate study in for technology. So basically, after play sometime for music around 3 years, I decided, and very difficult to make decision. Finally, I focus on my passion in technology. So this one of my experience playing the community orchestra in Melbourne. Try to do sort of like with took lesson there, but unfortunately I couldn't make it because it's too difficult to manage my time. So I have to decision. I have just focused on my study.
All right.
So finally, yeah, I just put music as a hobby after I graduated from postgrad study. So after that, I came back to Jakarta and I continue. I started in the media industry, and also I started my own venture, digital startup, in 2000, and for in digital marketing, something like that. Yeah, and I also worked in the multinational company, a local company, but now my current activities now is more to focusing on the big data and artificial intelligence business solution, something like that. Yeah. So this one example also my activity in the for music. I just want to keep my skills to play together with my friends. Yeah, from different background. Basically, this is amateur, but yeah, we love music very much.
Right, that's great. That's really great that you keep on playing even though you work in different field, right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's go for the next one, right? So do you play other instrument?
Yes, I do. I play basic classical piano. This also just because of I remember when we were in the music school. I remember my younger brother studied piano there. So I saw he's got a lot of piano books. So I learned by myself. I started read playing piano from my younger brother book. So that I started to play piano, and after that I quite enjoy. I try to explore other genres like pop, jazz, and now I'm learning jazz piano, just for fun, because it's very interesting, because classical music and the jazz music is like two different extremes. So
Yeah.
for me it's kind of to explore, to learn something new,
Yeah, it's good to explore something new. Yeah.
Yes,
It's not just
correct.
one, only classical. We need to go for another route also, so we can explore more and have more creative idea, right? All right.
Good.
So, for the next one, can you tell me about the community orchestra, where you are a part of it now?
Okay. This community orchestra actually is we call it ACME, Amateur Chamber Music Ensemble. Actually, it's a formed with my friend. Actually, it's my old friends, and I knew them since they were in university. The interesting from the old members is mostly they are doctors, medical doctors. So like I mean the founder for this group is actually specialized in radiologist. So basically this community group is they love music very much, but they have a different background, like cardiologists, oncologists, and internists, and some of them genomic researcher, But they love music. They love to play music together. So there's this kind of activity for me and also my friends to just to keep our skills to play music. And
I
because
see.
we also try to be realistic that we don't have much time like a long time ago, for practicing and sometimes we already planned to give a performance, but the last minute cancel because two or three members they have to go to for the medical conference something like that. So
Oh man.
yeah, this is the interesting part of this community groups. Yeah, so we perform like 1 to 2 years, 2 times per year, and yeah, basically we try to adjust our schedule, just to give a performance.
All right. So as long as you can perform, then that's good, right? Okay.
Like,
So that's it about question about your musical experience. Now,
yeah.
let us move on to about your views in classical music industry nowadays. What do you think about our classical music industry nowadays?
Okay. It's totally different, yeah, with when my time and like 25, 30 years ago. Because I think one of the key drivers is actually technology. Like nowadays, uh, all the young musician, especially the musician that around they started at around year 2000, yeah. In my generation, it's very difficult to get the music sheet and music part, yeah. And sometimes I have to copy from my friend, from my teacher, and sometimes it's not clear, so they copy for 1,000 times maybe. But in the current generation, they have so many luxurious, I mean, like they have YouTube, for example, they have IMSLP, they can download uh, anything they like, it's totally different, yeah. Because for me, it's like even though I have music and like copy, and it's not in good condition, but for me at the time it's very very precious, But now
Mm-hmm.
they have so many, I mean, a privilege, luxurious in terms of the material, music material. So about the other things is like it's easy now to see the other people performance compare, when we play music, we sometimes now it's easy to record our play, and our playing, and after that we can evaluate easily with our mobile phone, and also we can share with our friends, and we can ask somebody in across continents, for example. So to learn music now is much easier. To access information resources, music resources is much easier and very very cheap or very affordable. Yeah. So I mean, like also one thing that I can see, based on the what I saw in the many performers in Jakarta now, Indonesia has a lot very very talented musicians, violin, amazing. I mean, before like 20 years ago, 25, it's difficult to find the very talented violinists. But now, wow, a lot.
A lot
Yeah,
of
and
yeah.
also more and more musicians graduate from conservatory or university studying music. So this is very, very good, you know, with a very high level skills. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, since we talked about the views about classical industry, what about the digital technology? What are their impact
Yeah.
on classical musician and classical music industry? What are the impact?
Okay. I think we can see. Yeah. I mean that internet. I remember when I started using internet like in early 90 in Australia, and at that moment it's like, oh, it's very simple, very basic, yeah. But at that moment I was very surprised, you know, because wow, this is technology that, you know, you can see the photo and everything and connected, you know. So, but the part is technology moving is very fast, and
Mm-hmm.
and even now, I mean, like YouTube, for example, YouTube just started like 2005, if I'm mistaken. Yeah. Within 15 years, you already changed the landscaping of the music industry totally. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, digital and internet technology or the have changed many aspects of our life, the way we communicate, with the way we engage with the people, the way we looking for information, searching for information, even we how do we promote, you know, and this makes us have to think how we can maximize this technology for classical music. Because if we just still stay with it like what we're doing is like 30 years ago, now I think we cannot maximize all the technology already
Mm-hmm.
provide for us. You know, because technology is like moving very fast. Let me give you some examples. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, sorry. Before that, let me share. This is just my latest activity in the
Mm.
workshop or in the cardiovascular hospital. This is big data analytic workshop. Oh, this is what, by the way, this is my friend, a cardiologist, senior cardiologist in the cardiovascular hospital. This is my friend since we were in the junior high school. We went to the same music school. He's a violinist until now together with me. And like this is a relationship. I mean, we maintain by using music. Yeah. So he's the senior in this hospital. Okay,
Nice.
this is music and digital technology. Let me give you some example. I know that a lot of young generation, young violinists or young
Uh,
musicians, they know that violin, correct?
I know this.
Okay.
It's
This is a
popular.
very, this is a, what they have done is a very fantastic. What they have done is like this never happened before, you know. You know, the
Mm-hmm.
classical musician is something very serious, you know, and they do some breakthrough. They create a sort of like parody.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guess how many views here? I mean, this totally the video they made till now.
Could be around millions, like
Okay,
numbers
400
of
million
millions.
views.
Damn,
400 million views.
that's really a lot.
Yeah, this it can happen because of the technology. If you see in the top left here, they have fan subscribers, 2.23 million subscribers. I just want to challenge the audience.
Yeah.
Who's the violinist that have that kind of number of fans nowadays? You know, within this
Yeah.
shorter period, and build the fans, the followers, and hit these numbers. And now they give a lot of performers, not in the music performance, but in the doing the like comedy and parody, and they do
Mm-hmm.
some tours in many countries. This is very interesting phenomenon, I think.
So this
Yeah.
one is a parody violinist. What about the really serious one? Do you have an example of
Okay.
serious violinist? Ah, yeah, this one,
The next one
Christian
is
Lee.
Christian. By the way,
Mhm.
these guys actually they're very serious classical violinists.
Yes, they are. They are both good in playing the violin. I heard
exactly,
them
they
play.
graduate
Yeah.
from conservatory, they become soloists, you know,
Hmm.
and what they do now is it just like goes to out of the mainstream what other people classical musician doing, you know, they do
Yeah.
something different. They dare to take a risk, you know, to develop some
Yes.
new approach.
And
Okay, this
eventually, everybody likes them.
yes, exactly. And very interesting one is like one of my friends, much
Mhm.
younger than me, he said that he knows a lot of classical repertoire or violin repertoire from to set violin. Can you imagine? So he's kind of like, I mean, like educate the market, educate the audience. Also, I mean, in the world actually. So this is a fantastic, achievement for me. Yeah. Next, Christian Lee. Christian Lee is like the winner of Minwin competition. Even
Menuhin, yes.
he's still young, yeah, but he already realized that the power of technology, you know, to how to engage his fans. I mean, and also to connect with the new audience across continents. You know, can you imagine this young boy? I think 12, 13 years old, or they have 20,000 fans. So it's a quite big number. We can, and I think it's around 2 3 years he built this number. So this is one example how the new generation of the classical violinists they utilize the power of technology, digital technology. Next one is
That's
the
really
Harry
great.
Han, of course. NPR is a National Public Radio. It's a non-profit organization in state. So
Hmm.
basically, this is also a new approach. You know, they create the podcasting, they have an interview, and they put the archive in this site, and everybody can play back like demand and discuss many things about the music. So this is another approach. You know, classical musician, how they engage with the audience, the younger audience. You know, open the communication. You know, before
Hmm.
if we see the old generation of the violinists, they don't have that so serious, you know, that we have now. So there's a very limited reach, you know. But now the reach is like unlimited, you know. You can go, you can in Indonesia, and also at the same time you're famous in US or also famous in, I don't know, probably in Antarctica, for example. Yeah. So yeah, this is an example of the how he using technology. Yeah. This is Eric Whittaker's virtual choir. This is also approach. This is actually I call it a temporary solution because the current technology is still we still have problem with latency. You know, if you want to play collaboration together, but I believe like in the next 2 3 years, I think we can play together in the separate location for sure, because the new technology 5G, 6G, you know, and the bandwidth is becoming very high, unlimited, you know. So sooner or later we'll have a virtual orchestra, real-time virtual orchestra. This one is not real-time because we have to submit first, and they put all together. They make it, they normalize the sound and everything, and they put all together. They put it in YouTube.
Yeah,
But
this
sooner or
is
later,
what's happening right now. Most of my friends in Facebook, they record
yeah,
and then they compile it together with their friend, and
yeah,
they created a string quartet out, just like us. We created a string quartet. We record and we do a string quartet,
yes.
not at side by side, but from far away, right? So it's really interesting what technology can do nowadays. Just like this one.
So I think this one of like this is example of how the people using technology. You know? What we need now is how to understand the technology and also the limitation of the technology and how we can maximize for music, you know, for classical music. Next one, let me continue first because we
All
have
right.
a time limitation. Okay, this one also, this is due to the COVID-19. This is a Colorado Symphony. They play also the same concept, you know. They put the recording, they play their own lines, and after that, uh, they perform together. This is good, also good example. Sooner or later we'll see the real time of this. Next, this one example of the Berliner Philharmoniker. If we see that this the phenomenon now is like many top orchestra now in the world, they try to explore the possibility to maximize the digital. For example, like Berliner Philharmoniker now they have digital concert hall. They have a program live stream. Yeah. So basically they try to break the barrier, the old barrier. They want to extend to certain level, with the technology. So they want to expand their audience, They don't want to limit the audience only in the concert hall. Yeah. This is very, very interesting. Yeah. And also, this one, this is a Philharmonic Orchestra. This is with the virtual reality. So basically, they work together, if I'm not mistaken, with the PlayStation, the Sony. They try to create a new engagement with the audience. So provide at home we can have like virtual reality equipment. So basically, we can watch the performance and like this. So like we sit on the stage, and in front of us is like exactly the conductor conduct us, So this kind of new approach, the new exploration of the technology, just to give a different experience, different engagement quality to their audience. Basically, what they're doing is trying to build new generation of audience who love technology, and also very understand about all the application, something like that. Okay. This level is about teaching. If we see even Isaac Perlman, the old generation of the violinist, I think it's from 2 generations before. He also started to give master class online. Yeah, he used internet, and this is very good. Approach, because it's a kind of like archives, documentation. If we see the archive from the old generation, sometimes we see just only black and white, And for example, like when we see a Haifat giving master class, it's not clear, and not sharp, the picture. But now this is high definition, high resolution pictures, image. So we can see the details, and it's easy to understand what he wants, Next one is also this is also violin master class. Also they have a tons of material. So I think for the violinists in the current generation or nowadays they have a lot of source of information. So I think they should have a much higher skills than in my generation.
All right.
Of course, not mentioning conservatory, they started to also offering digital learning. Even like Berkeley, they also already started to offering music online course, but with degree. This is very interesting. Like I took a few online courses in MIT through online, and the quality of the material and all the discussion very, very good. So I mean, like the shifting of the approach of education, music education, also will get impact from the technology, the digital technology.
I see. Okay, so we are getting shorter in time for your interview. Now, can we move on to question and answer?
Yep.
All right. So,
okay.
All right. So let's move on to the question and answer. All right. So for the first question, being asked by an anonymous attendee. So, does Mr. Amin compose?
No, I don't. I don't compose.
All right.
I don't compose. I wish I could compose, but I don't compose. Okay.
All right. So for the next one, has Mr. Amin performed a Mahler symphony?
Yes. As I remember, it's the number 1, 2, and 5.
Whoa. All right. Okay. So next one, in your opinion, should music be appreciated in today's world?
In my opinion, yes. but with the different approach, because different generation, they have their own characteristic, if not mistaken, after millennial, Z generation, each of the generation, they have their own lingo or language. So I think, yeah, we should more appreciate it. If you want to make people appreciate with the music, I think we should make it more relevant with the current generation.
All right. So for the next question, another
Yes.
anonymous attendee, who inspired you to play music? Any of your siblings have any impact to guide you to the musical journey?
Okay. Actually, the first person who inspired me in music actually is my father, because he spent a lot of time. I mean, I think more than 10 years in Netherlands, and he's got a lot of, the influence from classical music, because he loves went to classical concert, at that moment. So I think my father. The interesting part, even though my younger brother, I've got the three brothers, younger brothers, even though they play music, but they just stop after finish the music school. They just stop. I don't know why. And also probably because maybe this is my assumption. Probably because I play violin, and violin sometimes it's, when you meet somebody from orchestra, I ask, oh, I need your help to play in this orchestra. And so I mean that's the networking start actually. So yeah.
All right. So for the next question, by Yang, the young people nowadays lost passion and not passion to learn music. Any advice to parents?
Okay. I think the key is because the kids nowadays, there are so many distractions. Like during my era, during my time, I didn't have the mobile phone. I don't have iPad or internet. So for me, it's very easy to concentrate, to practicing. But
Mhm.
lost passion, I think I'm still doing more research. Lost passion because this is my opinion, this is my personal opinion. Lost passion because they're a new generation, because they get used to with quote unquote instant gratification, because they get used to use iPad, mobile phone. It's very very responsive. So sometimes they lost passion. No passion. It depends on uh, how this is. I try to reflect to myself. Probably the how the parents can make a environment. I mean, the music friendly environment in at home. I give suggestion to my friends, the young friends, to just giving more music, in as just a background music before sleep, going sleep to sleep or after wake up. Exactly like what my father did to me a long time ago.
I see. Sorry for the intrusion. Can you stop the screen sharing for a moment?
Sorry.
Can you stop the screen sharing
Oh,
on
okay.
the Zoom? All
Sorry.
right.
Can I
Okay.
finish only three slides
Okay.
more?
All right. Sure.
Okay. This is very important for the musician, classical musician. The music I introduced in the beginning actually composed by machine, artificial intelligence. There's so many application now that like IFA, yeah, you can just select any kind of music, and the machine will compose a new composition. This example of the music part created machine.
Mhm.
They have a big have tons of a database of classical music. The machine learning the pattern, and after that they create the new composition based on the pattern, classical pattern. Yeah. Also, this is producer, artificial intelligence. You can create a chord progression as many as you like. Also baseline. Even you can become your own producer with using a technology. Very very easy. Yeah. And this one also the application then will select the music that fit with your mood and your condition and your goals. For example, if you want to concentration for 15 minutes, they will select the right music for you. Okay, that's it.
All right. So let's move on with the question and answer. Yeah. All
Okay.
right. So next one from anonymous attendee. How would Mr. Amin compare old school violinists such as Hefet, Ishak Pullman to today's violinists?
Okay. Back this is very, very personal opinion. Yeah, I think the old generation of violinists, they are more, they had, I call it a signature. I mean, even when I listen to the style, I know that, oh, this is Havertz, this is David Nagian, this is Isaac Perlman. It's easy. But I don't know why in the current generation of violinists, it's like, very, very technically, everything is, I think, perhaps is much higher than the previous virtuoso. But I think, I don't know, probably because now it's easy to see to each others. So they sometimes they get inspiration from other people playing, and they subconsciously they took some idea and put it. So it's like a bit similar to others. So for me it's very difficult to find the musician. I mean the violinist that like real, I mean, signature.
Yeah.
This is my personal opinion.
All right. Thank you so much for that answer. All right. So from the next question, in your
Yes.
opinion, how does COVID-19 affect the music industry?
Oh, definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
definitely affect the music industry. Yeah. And I mean, like, hopefully this is just temporary, and after it we can back to normal. So that, but the quote unquote the bright side of the situation that we explore the limit of the technology. Like now we have a session like this. If we didn't have COVID, I don't think that we would do like this. You know.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
so
true.
the answer is affect the music, yes, but in a way, I mean, in other way that we try to find a way that to get together, to play together, to play music together. I saw that one of the jazz musician in Indonesia, he created sort of like a few bars of the improvisation, shared in Instagram, and asked people to submit the improvisation in their recording parallel with his short clip. And after that he put
Mhm.
in the Instagram. So that's kind of the creative approach, to utilize technology.
All right. Mr. Amin, can you turn off your screen sharing so we can see your face?
I hope it's clear. Yeah.
Uh, can you turn it off, your screen sharing?
Okay. Sorry.
Turn it off. I mean, stop the screen sharing. All right. Thank you so much. So, for the next question,
Yes.
what is the view of Indonesian towards classical music? And from Mr. Amin experience, what kind of music they like? This is from Simon Chow.
Okay. Hi Simon. Basically, varieties of. I mean, the people in Indonesia is like very, I can say very wide spectrum. And well, if in the reality, I mean, classical music, real classical music is like quote unquote is a niche, even though current situation is much much better than 15, 20 years ago. So basically, if we're talking about in the middle class, yes, they love jazz. Even though it's cute to the pop music. I remember in the Java Jazz, finally they have to adjust some repertoire to a bit skewed to pop because if the purely jazz, I think not many people can enjoy the music. Yeah, classical music, and we have that kind of what I call it the loyal audience, and we have few orchestra now. I think it's much more orchestra now than in my time, and very very interesting, and with the younger generation of musicians. So if we're talking about the as general, like in the middle and going to low, I think yeah. Well, if do you know the music like music dangdut, something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the thing.
that's
The
really
very
popular.
massive. Yeah,
Mhm.
very popular, very massive in the mid to low.
All right, thank you so much for that answer. So, for the next question from anonymous attendee, what inspires Mr. Amin to compose piece?
I don't compose. I'm
Yeah.
not composer.
All right.
I
So
wish.
because the I think the music that we heard at the beginning is from Iva, isn't it?
Yes, it's a bit composed by machine, artificial intelligence. I just
All
show
right.
the example of that. Now the computer can compose this perfectly, and and we don't know that this machine or computer the composition.
All right. That's very digital. Okay. So for the next question, by another anonymous attendee. Oh my God, Mr. Anonymous have so many questions. Okay. So who is Mr. Amin's favorite composer? Mozart, Beethoven, Shostakovich, Mahler,
Okay,
etc.
yes, I think I love all of them. I mean, because when playing music, sometimes when the first time that you never played before, something it's a bit difficult to understand. But when you already got the pattern, you already understand the pattern of the music, and you can feel the music, and it become like it's a part of you, Oh, I know this Mozart, or this Beethoven. So for me, it's, I think each of the composer they have their own style characteristic, So for me, I all the classical composer, probably in the very very avant-garde something like that, But yeah, I love almost all most of them.
Okay, thank you so much. So
Yep.
this is the second last question on the question and answer. So this is from Ray Christian. Digital
Yes.
technology is certainly affect classical music, but direct feedback from a teacher is irreplaceable. Is it?
Okay. Sorry, you skipped the Jessica Josley, or if you,
What
I
do you
think I
mean?
haven't before Ray Christian. I think I saw that this thing. I think
Your favorite composers?
no. This one I saw that Jessica Josley. If you are not doing music related, then what will you be doing?
Ah, I see.
Okay, let me answer the Jessica first, yeah.
Okay, sure.
Okay, basically what I'm doing now is I'm a business consultant for one company. I mean the organization or institution. If they want to implement the data technology or artificial intelligence technology, so I'll become the consultant to give the direction, like what kind of the right technology, digital technology, or big data technology that is a very famous word now that fit with the organization. So basically, I'm now is a big data business consultant. The next
Okay.
one is Ray Christian. Hi, Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, digital technology is really affect classical music. Uh, Correct. I mean, we cannot rely on 100% with the technology. Like when we meet like one-on-one, face to face. I mean, still we cannot replace that kind of thing. I mean, so still we still need to meet. Yeah, no? And sometimes when we especially when we play instrument, we need teacher can show in details, and like point the fingers. Okay, you fix this and this, something like that. So direct feedback from a teacher is irreplaceable. Yes, correct.
All right, thank you. So this is the last question by Mr. or Mrs. Anonymous. So
Okay.
what is Mr. Amin's opinion on film music?
Yes, I think this is very interesting. I think like you check the IFA, they also provide artificial intelligence to compose scoring film. I mean, film music. And coincidentally, a few weeks ago, I found, if you can check, just googling Nico Cartosio. I think it's a professor of harmony, in one of the music school. He composed, he called himself is like a neo-romanticism, romantic composer. He used the new approach when he composed one song or composition. He always put the video. It's like short film, short movie. You can check in Nico Cartosio on YouTube. Very quite famous now in the industry. So yes, think by having like so many video channels from Instagram, from Facebook, YouTube, and probably WhatsApp, and more, we need more content, more video, you know. So actually, this is a new opportunity for musicians, so they can become a composer or a multimedia producer, something like that, because we have so many channels, and then we have to fill the channel with the content. So I think yes, film have a very very bright future. This is my opinion.
All right. Okay. So that's it for the question. So uh, I hope by the end of this video Zoom, you can answer and type your answer at the question and answer. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we are running short in time. So this uh, that one was the last question by the audience. All right. So
Yeah.
we have come to the end of today's segment on JPO Family Program. I hope you get a slice of knowledge from Mr. Amin. To end tonight's program, I'll be reciting a bit of Muslim prayer. You are all welcome to pray in the faith that you believe in. So here we goes. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin arrahmanirrahim maliki yaumiddin iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in ihdinas siratal mustaqim siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin amin. Bismillahilladzi la yadhuru ma'ismi syai'un fil ardi wa la fis samai huwa as-samiul alim. In the name of Allah, with whose name nothing on the earth or in the heaven can cause harm, and He is all hearing, the all knowing. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma inni a'udzubika minal ba'si wal junani wal juzami wa min sayyil asqam. Oh Allah, I seek your refuge from leprosy, insanity, mutilation, and from all serious illness. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Wa sallimu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillahirabbil alamin. All right. So that's it for tonight. I hope that you all have a good time. So this is a bit of jokes that I hope you all can hear. So this is in Malay. I think Mr. Amin can understand this. So kalau bosan berkurung di rumah, boleh berkebaya. So that's it for tonight. I hope we can hear you can hear us at 9 p.m. tomorrow until 14th of April. So that's it, and have a good night.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you,
for
Mr.
having
Amin.
me.
Goodbye. Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much. Bye bye.
Yeah.